Hello everybody, welcome back to Blue Bear Trader. Tomorrow we have a huge day of earning again. I'm gonna start with TSMC. So TSMC, I haven't looked at it really, but you can see that it bounced from here, went all the way up, and looks like it make new high. And right now is overbought by a lot. All right, so what's next for it? Even though we have a lot of good news with AMD and NVIDIA, but it's been overbought by a lot, making new time high. All right, so seeing a pullback, unless it's right, the numbers are like really good. So I would say a 60% pullback and 40% rally. Rally, I would say about 250. Okay, if the result just blow out the water. If it pull back, I'm thinking it'll go down to 220 or as low as 210. So I would say it's about 210 and 250. And that is for TSMC. All right, let me look really quickly at the trend. Okay. So right now you can see it been bouncing here. It went higher. You can see here this was the topping tail. So it went lower and then bounced again. So right now it's a little bit above the all-time high. However, with overbought condition, the result need to be really good, otherwise we'll see a pullback. I would say 224 is most realistic pullback target, but 210 is like the level where most likely it will hit. So you see over here, we got 226, right? So 226, 224. Actually, it should be 226. All right. And then here, we got 210. It's kind of like right here at the green line. So more realistically, we'll hit 226, but 210 is still within range. And if the number really good, which before it used to have good number, we will have a big rally to 250. Next is Pepsi. So I did a video about Pepsi. I say that it was around here. It was around June 24, June 23rd. I say it's gonna pull back a little bit, but most likely this is the major support, right? If it go down, it would go to 223, and then will come up. So it did not. It bounced back and broke. You can see this is the resistance. It broke, and now what do we see? Well, it looked like a bull flag to me. So I expect it to with just decent and good earning, it will go to 141, 142. Otherwise, with not so good outlook, we might see coming back to 130, 131. Okay, so 130 for the top level is 141, 142, 141. The reason is pretty easy. It's been going down a lot, building a base, and then broke above the orange line. There is a chance of it come back down and test at least the red line at 128, right? But right now with the momentum, and if it's get good earning, we'll see it bounce, and with the help with bull flag right here. So I would say a chance of rally would be about 65%. Pullback will be about 35%. CTAS. I didn't really look at this much, but looks like it's off. It went way above, but it did a test and fell, pull back down from 228. So right now it's a little bit oversold. Even though it's oversold, for long term, because you can see from April all the way here, it kind of went up. So it overbought long term, but short term is oversold. I wouldn't see much further down unless there's negative outlook, right? You can see the hammer right here. It could be a short-term bottom. So right now I would say is about 50-50. For rally, it will come up at least, I would say about 220. For a good number and positive outlook. Just for okay, and negative outlook, I'm seeing 207. Again, this is going to be a 50-50 because based on the chart, we got a short-term downtrend, right? But it's still, but it's a bit oversold. It might pop a little bit, then pull back. But with good number, you still have a chance. So this will be 50-50. US Bank Corp. A little bit oversold short term, overbought long term. Okay. And it went off the previous high. All right. So what I'm seeing is for the bank, they are okay. You can see yesterday with a lot of other banks going down, it did came down as well, and a little bit today. Well, it looks like it's even. Yeah, it's even for today. So I might see it come back down to test 44, but with good number, it's gonna test 48 again. I see more chance of coming down. So 44, about 60%, 40%, 48. But so far is, let's take a quick look. Okay. So you can see it's kind of like went off, came back test, and then went a little bit under and go back to the channel. So it might come back to the channel 44 and maybe all the way to 43, and then we got a bounce. But for now, more chance of pullback. Upbot lap. A little bit oversold. Not overbought or oversold long term. All right, so let's see what's going on. See if we draw these right here, and then so you can see it broke down below the trend, below the channel. Little bit oversold, so it might come back and test the orange line at 145. So with a decent number and outlook, we might see it come back to 135. If bad number, negative outlook, I'm seeing 128. Why? You can see right here as well. You can see touch all these pivot points right here, and right here, the previous bottom. So 128 and 135. So 135 for the top range, 128 for the bottom range. But most likely, we have a pullback. So I mean, a little bit rally. So 60% rally and 40% pullback. All right, Traveler, you can see being oversold. So right now, if I draw the trend lines, we can see. All right, so kind of like this for now. And we got a big level here as a support. So in a way, it's right at the support. Look like it's due for a bounce. So just a decent, not too bad number. We see it coming up probably 260. There's a little chance, I would say about 30%, come down to 248. So 248, about 248, I would say about 20% to 25%. 75-80% will be a bounce. Long term, it's okay. It's not that oversold. It's still, in a way, it's kind of at average price, the mean price for the past couple years. So in a way, it might bounce and then come back up, come back down, pull back down again, and go lower, follow the trend. Or if it's got bad earning, it pulled down even further to 246 and then bounce up to test the orange support, now resistant, and then pull down even further to probably 231. So yeah, that is something to look at. And I'm going to put 231 here as a reminder for later on. It might hit it. Okay, Fifth Third Bank. All right, Fifth Third Bank. What do we see here? It's overbought. It came back and tested the previous level and fell. Pull back. Just because it's just resistant here, and because oversold condition, so it pulled back, which is fine. For the short term, let's see this. For the low, I would say like this. So unless the number really good, which not sure, but let's say if it's good, we will see 44.5. Otherwise, about 70% or more, we will see it come down to 41. Okay. So 44.5 and then 41. 41. Okay, yeah, so that's, or even for the weekly, it looks fine. It most likely we have a pullback. So pullback, 65, 35, bounce. Next is Novartis. It did pretty well. All right, so you can see it's been bouncing between the two orange line. Right now a little bit oversold, but long term is overbought. So there may be more pullback. There is a gap right here at 112.5. So let's say 112. So that will be my target. If it got good number, might come back up to 124. So 112 and 124. So right here is gonna be like 50-50. So we will see how it is, unless it's got I mean, I would say if it's decent, just decent and good number and okay outlook, we'll see a bounce. Otherwise, not a pullback. even breakdown of the trend. Might come down, bouncing here sideways a little bit, come back and test this trend line. Now is the one of the biggest stock everybody waiting, which is Netflix. Short term, a little bit over, so, but long term is overbought. You see how far it went up? In terms of percentage, it's about 50%. All right, so now what do we have here? You can see that short term, it got a little bit of a bear flag. So we'll most likely see a it will go down, fall even a little bit lower, and if we talk about, let's say 5 to 10%, we're talking about 1100 to 1150. So 1162 seems to be the right level here, testing this high. So that's for the lower range. You've got good number. We actually might see 160. Let me see, 170. Well, so so let's say 1360. So 1360 and then 1160. All right, so I would say about with the bear flag and still long-term overbought, a pullback down will have about 55 to 60%. But you never know, due to the Squid Game, the number might come in really good. So that is why I say it's 45% of a rally, right? It will pass the previous high and go higher. 1360 is a little bit, I would say, decent. We might go up as high as 1400 if the number come in just smashing expectation. But you know, we don't know. The chart say we have a little bit more downside, but the earning and then the outlook might come in different, and just like Meta, it will keep going up. So 55% down, 45% up. Yeah, it's a tough one. Interactive broker look like is a little bit past previous high. Overbought long term. Short term is also overbought. So I'm thinking And you see it's almost having an inverse head and shoulder right here, right? But it's not that defined because this shoulder is too big compared to this, so that doesn't work. So that means it hitting the ceiling here and overbought. So I'm seeing more of a pullback. I would say about 53. Okay, but if I would say about 20% up, not much, we might see 65. But that's only about 20%, not much. We got a much bigger chance of pullback. So the number, okay, or just a little bit good, then we still have a pullback. Maybe not to 53, but at least maybe 56, 55. But if the number comes in really good, 65, we could hit it. All right, next is MRTN transport. Look like long term has been on a downtrend and going on a sideways short term. Therefore, it's very easy for it to bounce. All right, so I would say 80% of a bounce to 14, and then maybe down, which is about 20%, about 1250. So therefore, 80% of the bounce, unless the number is really bad, I don't see it pulling back much. If it does, just go down to maybe $13, $12.85, something like that. And that's it. All right, the last one, FNB. Short term is overbought. Long term also overbought. So it need to really beat the expectation. All right, so if it does pull back, which most likely we'll see 1450. If somehow it's got really good outlook and number, we'll see 16 or as high as about 1650. So the range is only $2, but more of a pullback for me. I will see 70%, 30%. 70% pullback, 30% bounce. Wow. All right. That's it for today. Hopefully you like this video, and we will see how it play out tomorrow. I will post some, some short or chart and see how my prediction come out. Thanks for watching. Click a like, share, and come back for the next video.